Lake Atitlán is by far one of the most beautiful places here in Guatemala, but choosing where to stay can be confusing because there are so many options and each town has a completely different vibe. Not that it's very difficult to get from town to town, but it's time consuming and
the latest shuttle stops around like 7:30,
right?
Which can really put a damper on dinner plans if you're trying to get to another part on the lake.
Right.
So we're gonna give you a little bit of a guide. We've been here for almost a year, and so we feel like we have a little bit of expertise and maybe a little advice that we can give you to make it the best trip ever. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it. And if you hear any dogs barking, it's going to be our dog, Mango, 2-year-old golden retriever. He can be sassy sometimes.
He's probably going to come in and out. So anyway.
We're going to try not to like blanket statement each town or generalize as much as we can. There are going to be exceptions, but this is just going to kind of be like the overall vibe, what you can expect, some overall pros and like some potential cons.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just give you a general idea of what vibe you're going to get there, who you're going to see, and what you can do, and see if that fits. So, all right, we'll start with San Pedro. We're super biased.
We're going to be a little bit biased with San Pedro. It's our home base. We love it here.
Yeah. San Pedro is known for the party scene.
Yeah.
We're just going to say that. It has a few hostels here, a few bars, and they're pretty well known. Yeah, they're pretty well known, and they're pretty fun, but that's kind of what it attracts, is really like the party scene or the backpacker scene. Those can be definitely different things, but it's definitely like a younger tourist kind of crowd, a younger party crowd.
At least on like, the side closer to the dock, because I would say almost San Pedro can be split up into multiple different, districts or neighborhoods. Yeah. And closer to the dock, you're going to see a lot more backpackers, a lot more like partiers, people coming from Spanish schools around. But on the side where we stay, I mean, it's
total local life.
It's very much so.
We rarely see a tourist out this way. Mm-hmm. We see mostly just locals and practice a lot of Spanish.
Yeah, just daily Guatemalan life, and it's super beautiful. So you can have both, right? That's why we're trying to say.
And I would say that's something that San Pedro has that's a little different than other places on the lake. It's very tourist friendly, and in that way, it's like the community has integrated into the tourist scene and made it like really efficient, and they love it, and they appreciate it. And that's something we have noticed about San Pedro, is that there's a really friendly vibe around the tourism scene.
And the people here are incredibly friendly. They will always be here to help you, answer any questions. Not that other towns...
That's like Guatemala-wide, by the way.
I was going to say, not that other towns aren't friendly, but San Pedro is significantly more friendly. And I think it's because the integration between foreign immigrants and the tourism businesses and the locals, like everything is kind of just like very much so meshed.
Yeah.
It's really good to see.
But that can come with a few cons. So with the party scene, you can also get a little bit more noise, a little bit more late night tuk-tuk. So if you're staying closer to town, just anticipate a little bit of that.
Tuk-tuks, dogs, and maybe some bombas.
Yeah, bombas, fireworks, something of that nature. But I mean, that's just going to come with anywhere where it's going to be busy, cities or whatever it is.
100%. So, we're not trying to make it sound like you can only party here. There's so much more, but it's got that reputation, right?
Yeah. That's San Pedro.
That's San Pedro. Okay, next town we're going to be talking about is Panajachel. By far one of the bigger cities here on the lake. And I say city because it feels like a city.
Yeah, it's definitely more hustle and bustle in Panajachel, more convenience. There's one of the only supermarkets on the entire lake in Panajachel.
That I know of.
That we know of, right? There's also a lot of great food scene there. It's just about any restaurant you can think of, but also great street food, probably more street food than anywhere else in the lake that I know of.
That I've seen.
Yeah. So great street food scene, which leads to great nightlife scenes. There's some wonderful places to have great nightlife.
Pana Rock is so much fun.
Got a killer margarita in Pana Rock.
There's two or three main clubs in Panajachel.
But definitely still some nightlife in there if that's something you're interested in. Panajachel is great for like any traveler, really. What it's going to be best at is getting you in and out of the lake, because it's pretty much the hub for the lake.
The closest proximity to Antigua and the city.
Yes, exactly. So a negative, if I could, when you get to Panajachel, you kind of forget that you're on the lake because there's less lake views in Panajachel. You just get kind of swept up in it and you forget that you're on the lake sometimes.
Because it's so flat.
Yeah.
Like, it's so walkable. You don't have to worry about that many hills or anything comparatively to like San Pedro or Santa Cruz or San Marcos, right? But
we would say Panajachel and San Pedro have very similar vibes, like especially when it comes to the locals and the tourist scene. Still very friendly.
They're so friendly.
Yeah, and so it's going to be tough depending on what kind of trip you want to do, San Pedro, Panajachel might be that right decision for you, but those two are very close.
I would say you just get more convenience and more of a city life than you would in the other towns.
Exactly.
Then we have San Juan. San Juan is one of our favorite towns here on the lake. It is absolutely gorgeous.
The thing about San Juan, it is known for its color and its art.
Oh my
Specifically,
gosh,
there are designated streets in San Juan where you can walk down and look at murals, and there's vendors, and they've painted the streets. And it is the most artistic place that I think is on the lake.
100%.
It has just so much vibrancy, so much local life, so much local culture, great cafe culture, by the way.
I was going to say the cafes over there, I mean, there's plenty in Panajachel and San Pedro as well, but this cafe culture in San Juan is incredible.
It really is.
The colors mixed with just the vibrancy, I don't know, it is on another level.
Yeah.
And we have had such a good time there. We saw the San Juan Bautista Day and got to see some incredible celebrations and festivities going on.
I'd say like San Juan is great for, again, any traveler, but specifically someone who is looking for a slower pace of life. But also,
you said today that if you could do it over again and if you were going for like only Spanish to learn Spanish, you would have picked San Juan.
I would, if I was coming to do a 3-month Spanish school,
for instance,
that's a very common thing people do here. I would stay in San Juan because I feel like you would get great Spanish practice. You would get a really great look at the culture.
Super immersed in it.
Super immersed. And also there's a lot of local tourism that goes on in San Juan.
Yes.
So if your average traveler in San Juan is probably going to be a Guatemalan.
A lot of the times that we've went to San Juan have been on the weekends when like Guatemala City tourists are going and visiting San Juan or anywhere, obviously.
It's really special though, because we went to the Mirador once in San Juan, and when we hiked it, there's just so many locals up there. I think we were the only tourists that I noticed up there.
Only gringos.
Well, gringos, Extranjero tourism. But we were one of the only ones up there. It was so fun.
So vibrant, so colorful. They have drinks up there and so much food. It started pouring down rain while we were there.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot.
For like 15 minutes, we just drank a beer and then headed down. But yes.
But San Juan is going to be great, again, for pretty much anybody.
Real quick con would be, if this is a con, this could be, for us, it's kind of a pro, would be there's less tourism there. So if your Spanish is lackluster, you're definitely going to be practicing that a little bit more, and less, I don't know, of the backpacker scene, because that's, you can go next door to San Pedro to get that.
San Juan, though, is such a wonderful place to stay with great views, great Instagram posts.
It is the Instagram place.
It is. If you're looking for specifically good photos for your trip, San Juan is the move.
And then almost next door would be San Marcos. San Marcos is definitely for more of the, I don't know, new age, spiritual kind of mysticism crowd. Not our cup of tea necessarily, but we would say that San Marcos by far is one of the most beautiful views of the volcanoes here on the lake. We
had a really wonderful stay in this really unique Airbnb where we stayed in a chicken bus, and then there was a Volkswagen stacked on top of it. It's called El Destino. Wonderful time. But when we woke up in that Airbnb, we had one of the most spectacular views of the lake.
Right.
There are so many beautiful stays in San Marcos. One of the pros of San Marcos is so many beautiful places.
And then you have the nature reserve there. You're cliff jumping right there, looking at the San Pedro volcano.
And then there's also a really great food scene for anybody who has possibly any dietary restrictions, vegan, gluten-free, any of that. They're super sensitive and empathetic to all of those kind of diets. So if you specifically know that there might be like some kind of conflict in your
vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, anything like that, you can I would say, if not all restaurants there cater to
will accommodate.
Comparatively, on the other parts of the lake,
it would be more difficult.
It's hard to find that.
Not impossible, but a little bit more difficult. So San Marcos shines in that way particularly. But
to preface that would be, there is a lot of, I would say, negative gentrification going on in San Marcos that we can tell after being here for a year. Not only seeing what, in our opinion, is, exploitation or mistreatment of the local population, comparatively to somewhere like here in San Pedro, where you see such great cohesion and the locals very much so involved in the tourism and running businesses here. Like, I don't really see that in San Marcos.
No.
And so just be careful, be wary when you go there. Try to support local and be mindful of where your money is going in that community, because here you can find your money going to great places.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more tricky,
yeah.
I would say, over there.
Yeah, but still a wonderful place to visit, great place to stay for specific Airbnbs, and there's some great yoga retreats and things going on over there. So just do a little research on San Marcos and see if it's a good fit for you, because there's plenty of beautiful spots there.
Yeah, I would just know for myself, if I was ready to come to Lake Atitlán and I booked San Marcos, I would be loving the view, but everything else, I would find myself pretty bored.
Yeah, or traveling out.
Or ready to travel outside of San Marcos to get a better experience. So.
Yeah, but just our opinion.
Our opinion only.
And then we haven't even talked about the entire eastern side of the lake.
Oh my gosh,
There's like a whole collection of towns over there.
You have San Antonio Palopó, known for its ceramics. It's super beautiful over there. We got to go there one afternoon. Santa Catarina Palopó, also beautiful. Incredible textiles. Like, it is so beautiful. The town square, I know, is like, there's this beautiful church with blue, this blue tienda and all these kind of, remember that square?
Yeah, beautiful.
It's so gorgeous. And then you also we had a great stay in San Lucas, Toliman with Guatemala Dreams.
Wonderful time there.
Over there is a lot more just local daily life.
Yes.
I mean, it's so beautiful to see. A lot less of it's more off the beaten path.
Definitely off the beaten path for tourism. You're not going to see a whole lot of, like, in high season, it's just flooded.
Extranjeros, gringos, you know.
Yeah, it's just, you're not really going to see a whole lot of that over there, if any at all.
Yeah.
If you do see it, it might be local tourism.
And we've had so much fun hiking over there in Cerro de Oro, which is the sleeping elephant, and you're being able to see just incredible viewpoints of the lake. So there's plenty of things to do on that side. Santiago.
Yeah, Santiago is actually known and renowned for some of its bird watching activities on that side. So if you're an avid bird watcher, and that's a really highlight of traveling to Guatemala, is just maybe see a Quetzal. We've been very fortunate to see one. Thank you, Addy Adventures. We had a wonderful time with you. But yeah, that's something you might want to keep on your radar. Maybe you want to stay on that side of the lake if you're interested more in the birdwatching scene or the nature or the daily local life.
It's a little bit different, I would say, from San Pedro or Panajachel, or, you know, every single town does have its own unique feel. Not that you can't find the same tiendas and the same snacks in every single, you know, little corner market, but you know, everywhere around here, in conclusion, is just so beautiful and unique. And we would recommend looking into where you stay, because it would impact
your experience
on Lake Atitlán, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's some honorable mentions we might want to bring up that are kind of in between towns. So there's
like Jaibalito with La Casa del Mundo.
Yes, that is a notorious place to stay here on the lake. You've probably seen it on TikTok and Instagram. It looks like Little Italy over there.
Lake Como,
Yeah, it is gorgeous. It's very popular. We have done a day trip there, had a wonderful time. Just as a heads up, they might not be selling day passes in high season, or you may need to book ahead if you're interested in that, because it does book quickly.
For sure.
And then there's also
Santa Cruz and Free Cerveza. We haven't stayed over there in quite a while, so we don't have any footage, unfortunately.
We did do a brunch party there.
We did do a brunch party, which was so fun. Highly recommend. There's La Iguana Perdida as well, which is kind of like another hostel there. There's Sunanya, which we haven't really done much. That's a whole other video we'd like to talk about at some point.
Absolutely. But that's pretty much
not Sunanya,
Sunana. Yeah. But that's pretty much all of the stays that you would probably be looking at if you're coming or traveling to Lake Atitlán. Those are going to be most of the places you're looking at to stay here on the lake. But other than that,
thank you so much for watching. Please forgive us with this lighting. We're trying to figure out
new spot
where to film. The sun's going down behind clouds. Yeah, but we're loving it. We're loving Lake Atitlán.
Yes.
If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. Check out our Patreon if you want to see more of us and get involved with supporting us trying to give Guatemala as much love as possible.
And please leave any of your thoughts in the comment section. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this and some of this content, and any more questions you may have about Lake Atitlán or Guatemala. We'd be super happy to answer those for you. So until then, see you in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.
You ready? Good boy.